The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, in 2015, the Auditor General told this government that the computer systems managed for them by Unisys needed improvement in order to meet security standards. The Auditor General found that monthly reports were not being reviewed and that the meetings that were supposed to take place were not occurring. And the Premier has pointed in many directions since the release of this private information of hundreds of people in our province. He's pointed towards police. He's pointed towards the young man into whose possession this information came. But what he has not done is what the people would look to a Premier, in fact, to do. He has not accepted responsibility for this problem. So I wish to ask him squarely, will the Premier accept responsibility for the government's failure to properly look after the personal information of the people of the province?
The Honourable Premier.
Speaker, I want to thank the honourable member for the question. You referred to the Auditor General, Mr. Speaker, who laid out a number of conditions in and around all of the IT sector. We continue to make investments in our budgets to continue to improve the security in and around the things the Auditor General brought up, Mr. Speaker. But as the honourable member refers to the most recent breach, of course, Mr. Speaker, I'm as upset about this as every Nova Scotian is. The minister responded in a way to pull down that information as quickly as possible. We turn it over to the authorities. They will do what they believe is appropriate at this time. Our job now is to continue to make sure that we secure the information that is there and make sure that before that site goes up, it is safe.
The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, what the Premier's response overlooks is that his government was told to improve the Unisys-managed computer systems in order to protect the integrity and confidentiality of this very data. That is to say, the government was previously aware of this problem. The personal information that was released was not information that was hacked. It was taken from a system much like an unlocked filing cabinet sitting out on the sidewalk. Mr. Speaker, there's a standard for the handling of public affairs, and the government's handling of this issue certainly appears to have fallen short. So I want to ask the Premier plainly, does his government's securing of the personal information of the people of the province meet his standards for competence and adequate performance?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the honourable member for the question. I want to tell him, Mr. Speaker, that the breach took place is not acceptable to our government. It's not acceptable to me. It's why I'm proud of the minister pulling that site down immediately upon finding that. Mr. Speaker, we'll be working with our service provider to find out exactly what happened. In the meantime, we did the appropriate thing, was calling the right authorities, Mr. to deal with the issue, pull down that site, and make sure, Mr. Speaker, that the breach will not happen again.